fine.
DJ? DJ!
Alright, let go. Let go. Let go. Alright, come on, man. Come on. Look, Bobby did it. Look.
You're so big. So I've been home cleaning all day. That's how I've spent my empty house time. Hung up lyrics, new pictures, put her new bed set on. Looking good. Deep cleaning. What's up, girl? How you doing? Working on Vel's room. This cage that we got for Christmas is getting beat up quicker than I anticipated. Partly because Cookie's eating it slowly. And other part because Lavelle rearranges her room every day. So that's getting shut down now. But I'm deep cleaning everybody's space. So yeah. Hopefully the kids are happy when they come home and are appreciative. And they keep it like this. I'm not counting on it, but I can dream. Kids not here? The girls are doing their tasks, and DJ punked Dion to go outside with them as soon as he woke up. Good morning! Man, we called ourselves we were like, oh, we're gonna TikTok. And then earlier I was like, nah, it's cold. And then I looked at my phone and it said 30% chance of snow. The girls were like, when? I was like, I don't know, it doesn't say. And me and Sierra were talking about how cold it was. We were like, oh, it's gonna snow like it did that one day, rolled up out of nowhere. And then it started snowing. Hopefully it's not this bad on our side though. And it gets warm. Luke! Huh? You see the snow? Yeah. Yeah. Look at how I didn't realize how funny I looked until right now. I'm about to get in the shower. Look at oh, you can't see. Now you can see. I'm patched up. I got good sleep last night though, probably the best sleep I've got. Which I know because of this Aura ring that my husband got me that tracks my sleep. So this was my sleep. I was struggling yesterday, it's flaring. So Mama Map kept DJ for me another day. So that was nice. Now my body is feeling better, but my mental is trying to mess with me. So because I've been awake for so long and now D's up, so I can kind of be louder, kind of get ready and things like that. I'm just gonna take advantage of DJ not being here and stuff. Love him, he's a vibe and everything, but he's, he's 3, about to be 3, and he wants his mother's attention and service every second of the day. And then I also have, 3 preteens running around here, running their mouths at each other and trying it with me all day. So it's my mother-in-law loves her time with the kids. They love being over there, especially, DJ. So I'm like, they're having fun. It's okay if I have a little bit of fun. I hate the notion or expectation that if you're okay, you should have your kids all the time. That Oh Johnny, that Ray song is trending right now on TikTok, and I was going through the sound, and it looks like everybody's making it about sex and or smoking. I went, just going through the sound, that's what was popping up, and I was like, oh my gosh. I was like, the 2 things that triggered in my brain, because it's last night we were talking and I heard you say, oh Johnny, when you know my name is Ray. So it's scenario, whack thing the person said, what the truth is, and so for me, I was like, oh my gosh, being a mom, right, and existing at all without my kids. It's where are your kids? Where are your kids? It's where they daddy, man? They're not here for a reason. You know what I mean? I don't know. And so it's there's that. And then people tell, anytime I have makeup on, but you don't look sick. But you don't look sick. With like the judgy kind of eyes. It's like, but I am thoroughly. I worry about my life on a weekly basis, but thank you for complimenting my Fenty. Like what the, So I'm excited. I'm gonna do those, and I don't care if they do well or not. It'll be therapeutic for me, because I can relate. And then hopefully, somebody else who, maybe has other scenarios that they could think of to use for that sound. I don't know. Might inspire some other things. But anyways, I'm gonna worship, take a shower. Sorry. Okay. So I figured we'd talk while I'm getting ready. It's been a while, right? So why not? Why not squeeze this in this episode and we'll talk about some things. I'm excited. I don't know if I'm manic, if I got enough sleep, or if I'm just excited that Good Trouble and Survivor both start back up again tonight. I don't know what's happening. But I'm enjoying. I'm a roll with it, right? We're gonna. It's a vibe. We'll allow it. I keep these trails of breakout on my cheeks. I'm hoping that because I don't have hair on, wigs, rubbing up against it. I'm hoping that that's what that is, and that it'll stop because it's driving me nuts. But yeah. Hey. Speak up.
Do you know what basket is that I can use for the clothes in the dryer?
A basket for the clothes in the dryer. There's a basket of like Easter colored type stuff right here, right? Just dump that stuff right there on the floor.
Okay.
I'm not gonna do Good Trouble. I've never done Good Trouble, but I watch Good Trouble, so just know that we could talk about Good Trouble. But I won't do whole beyond the screen episodes like I'm going to do for Survivor. So it's been cleared through all of the schedules it needs to be cleared through. Of course, as always though, especially for those of you that follow all of my family's channels and all that kind of stuff, you guys already know that my channel's the low one on the totem pole, right? So if something goes wrong, we could be late. But my goal is I'm hoping that I can do the video right after I watch the episode, so it's fresh, in my mind. My emotions are raw and in the moment, and that way I can get it to Justice and then he can get it done. But the realistic expectation that I want for you guys to have for it is Thursday evenings. Those will be up, so look forward to that. And we have a lot of trips this year, low key. There's a lot of fun to be had with the Williams this year. And it's crazy because, been in my feelings a little bit lately. I was kind of going back through the seasons, and the girls kind of go back and watch certain episodes. Lyric and Lavelle have been talking about wanting to get back into dance, which is interesting. And so they've been going back and watching, dance centered episodes and things like that. But I was looking at, it's a vlog series, right? So it's when I do things is pretty emotion based. If I'm freaking out, obviously vlogging is difficult. So for season 2, it was was it 12 or 14 episodes? And then now here we are back with season 3. Well, see, and then season 1 was, I feel only 40 something episodes. And then now here we are, season 3, which started a year ago. It's been a year because we came back on Lyric's birthday. So it's been a year and I'm feeling pretty good. I am. I'm not thinking that I want to do any more emotional stops. I'm thinking that I've reached a place where, you know, anything that like I'm dealing with or whatever, you know, is going to be something that I find a way to make like teachable, shareable, or whatever. Yeah. I'm not anticipating any mental breakdowns, but you never know. So I'm thinking that we'll just keep going because I was like, dang, when would be a good time? If anything, I think June, if a break does come up, that's when it would be. I would break for June and we'd come back for the 4th of July episode. That's what I'm thinking. But I don't know. And what I would do in that time would be, you know, I'd make changes, you know, like I try to bring, you know, Justice comes up with like new transition ideas and, you know, the fun intros and like all that kinds of stuff. I feel like I like to do the different seasons and it's like emotional based, but it's also just like my, you know, it's my life and like when I'm going through different things. And then like I said, when I brought this season, you know, when I started season 3, I was like, you know, I didn't come back with season 2. I started a new season because I'm not the same person that I was in season 2 here in season 3. And that's on growth. So it's like, you know what I mean? Like it's time to start something new. And because so many of you communicated to me, even to my face, shout out to the streeters, that it causes emotional damage when I don't post. I like for it to be something that's planned, something we talked about, and I don't want it to be something that like comes out of the blue. You know? I feel like that's it. I want you guys to be able to, you know, learn from me, my mistakes, you know, my growth, you know, the things that I want you guys to be able to get what you can. You know, I got a platform and so I'm going to use it. It's a small platform, but I love all of you. And because you guys communicate to me how much you appreciate my vulnerability and, you know, just my sharing and stuff like that, it's like, okay, well, clearly somebody somewhere like is getting something out of whatever it is. So we're just gonna get through it together. That was like a mime. Woo! So that's what I'm thinking. And I say that because I'm literally leaving the state for one reason or another every other month until then. So yeah, I feel like we're gonna have things, we have a lot of stuff going on. So I don't know. But yeah, I guess that gives you guys loose expectations. And if I do decide that I'm going to break in June, I'll give you guys notice. Don't worry. I might pop back up on another platform in that time. But we'll see. I think that's everything as far as the channel is concerned. We're bringing back Beyond the Screen and we might take a break. Also, I have a project that I'm working on that'll bring in a new series, a new added part to our JazLife adventure that I don't really want to speak on yet, but I will say that it's exciting and terrifying, and that with the right support and focus, like it's never too late to live your dreams. But anyways, I was on TikTok this morning because, you know, I've been up for so long. And she was talking about boundaries and how she, as a therapist, you know, teaches on boundaries, you know, different than most people do. And she was basically saying how, you know, your boundaries that you set should be things that like you can control, right? Because then nobody can nobody can violate boundaries like when you're controlling them. And you're like, so what does that mean? So it's like, instead of saying like, don't talk to me like that, like you can't speak to me that way, just not going to have conversations with you like in the future, or people like you in the future. Not necessarily like that example, but that's the example she used. So I got to think of like my own. But anyways, what it inspired in my thoughts and everything, and just kind of had me thinking on, is that people, I feel like nowadays, like I've said before, that I feel like millennials is just like the first time, like generation to like really be like acceptant of like mental health and like trauma and healing and everything. You guys already know we've had those conversations or whatever before. So for me, I felt like that validated the thought of, you know, being able to remove like toxic people like from your life. Like if you set boundaries, right, you draw a line, right? Like I drew this line, but if somebody decides that they're gonna come crip walk on my line, I don't really have control of that, you know, of that situation, right? So then it's like, I don't know, that's like really like it's like, it's not a boundary. It's like making a request to like ask somebody not to talk to you a certain way or to not treat you a certain way and everything like that. So it's like, cool, you can make that request, but then they can choose not to oblige, right? They can be like, fuck you and your request, and like I said, come all over your line. So you say, okay, Jasmine, but what about forgiveness, right? We can smooth that out, right? We can smooth it out and we can draw another line. But I'm gonna draw it, you know, further, you know, I'm gonna put it closer to me. Like, don't hurt my line, but it's closer to me now, right? And they're like, and fuck you in this line, right? And then they pour some out for the homies, right? And they do another little dance, right? Now not only is your line gone, but now there's mud, right? So now you have all this mud around you. And if you're gonna draw another line, you're gonna have to dig, right? You gotta dig into the sand now to make the line, because now you got this mud. So now it's closer to you, and it's muddy, and it's deeper. Ooh, y'all ain't hearing me, right? It's deeper. Now what, right? I feel like now it's like, okay, well now we gotta have a boundary. And the boundary is, you gotta get the fluff out my sandbox. Can you keep messing up my line? Right? And it's literally like that simple. Nobody owes you anything, right? I feel like parents have a different responsibility. I feel like if you've brought human beings into this world, that you definitely owe your children your, you know, love, attention, you know, guidance, and like respect. Like that's just like, it's just, this is your job. I didn't ask to be here, right? Like I didn't buy a ticket here. You paid for you responsible. I need a map, right? Like it's your responsibility. But anybody else outside of your spouse, not somebody you made babies with, your spouse, you know, like nobody else owes you anything. They don't. They don't have to be nice to you. They don't have to care about you. They don't have to respect you. They can do whatever they want to your line, as long as you're letting them in your sandbox. Are there going to be people who love you and play nicely and, you know, add to your life and like, you know, they add to the energy of your sandbox, right? They're not messing up what you're trying to do, who you're trying to be. They want to like get down with the get down, not like cause harm. That's dope. And then those are the relationships that you hold on to and, you know, put effort into, which you need to for any relationship that you want to hold on to, because no relationship is going to work on autopilot, and you're going to be as close to people as you choose to be, period. The communication, quality time, and thoughtfulness that you put into, you know, the people that you're around is what's going to ultimately grow, like cultivate your guys' relationship. It's awesome. Keep those people, love those people, protect those people at all costs. Because they're going to be there forever. Are they perfect people? No. But you're not perfect. So it's awesome. You match. Whoa! Right? We match. Are things going to go wrong? Are you going to have disagreements? Absolutely. But as long as you can respect each other and not stomp and destroy each other's lines, then you can have something, you know, something pretty beautiful. But I feel like today, the expectation is that people get to do whatever they want, but you don't get to respond however you want, right? And if it's not the response that the other person is looking for, it's like, oh, well, now all of a sudden it's like it's a problem. And it's like, well, but you weren't trying to get down with my get down, and like you didn't want to play together nicely, right? So that's that. But the world will tell you still, I feel like older generations will be like, well, you can't do that because that's your so-and-so. You know, that's your whoever, you know. That's still your mama. That's still your daddy. Well, yeah, but they're bugging. So this is where this is at. You know what I mean? It's like, well, that's still your uncle. That's still your aunt. That's still whoever toxic, line-destroying individual is. It's like, having a title that blood gave you, you know, or whatever else, doesn't give you any kind of like license to just treat people however you want, right? You know, what about my boundaries? Like, what if I don't like your requests and I have my own requests? Aha! Well, that's when our communication comes in, right? So now we talk. Which takes us to another huge pet peeve of mine. Unless you run into somebody who doesn't want to talk, that's fine. Again, exit my sandbox then. And we're good. That's fine. Like, if you have any type of relationship with anybody, friends, significant other, baby daddy, baby mama, whatever, I don't care what the relationship is. If you interact with another human being on like a close level and y'all function different, right? Like, you guys have, you know, different lives, different situations, different relationships outside of this particular relationship. The expectation can't be that like you just get to function however you want and then just get to stay in somebody's life. It's like, that's not okay. And then especially if you're somebody who doesn't want to have a conversation, you don't want to have any back and forth. It's like, no, I just want to act however I want to act and do whatever I want to do. And I'm still get to be in your space because I said so. It's like, well, no, that's not how that works. Like, you don't get to decide that you get to toxically invade my space without any regard for my feelings at all. When I've communicated them to you and given you the space to communicate yours, but you choose to violate mine but think you still get to be in my space, like, No, and anybody that tries to like make you feel guilty about that is just as narcissistic as the person that you're dealing with, because that's not healthy and that's not like real life. Like, no, everybody's not going to agree. We're not all going to, you know, make the same decisions or whatever, but it's like, that's fine. Over there. Like, cool, like you do that. And like at some point it's like that just has to be okay. Like nobody has to live your life, occupy your brain, live in your shoes, but you. At the end of the day, the people that are criticizing you and have something to say about how you're choosing to protect your mental health are probably the people that are fluffing it up in the first place. Anybody who like discourages you from doing something that's positive for your mental stability don't give a fluff about you. Period. That's it. They could say cute things, but I'm sorry. No, they don't care, because those two things don't add up. Like, they just don't. It's like somebody encouraging you to do something that's causing you harm mentally or physically. They don't care. I don't encourage people that I care about to do things that are causing them harm with no sign of getting better. It doesn't make any sense. Come here, babe. What's up?
Can I make some eggs?
Yes.
Love you.
Love you too. It's like, that's not. No. No. And if you are somebody that like struggles with communicating your feelings, right? Like, that's okay. Right? Like, that's something that I struggled with. Like, when you grow up somewhere and you don't have a safe place to communicate your feelings and stuff, that follows you into adulthood. It makes it hard. Your inner child be screaming. But okay, baby, now it's your responsibility to do something about that, right? Like, maybe nobody provided that space for you, but okay, let's find out how we can deal with it now, right? Let's deal with it. Let's work on that healing, because while we're at a stage where it's like, you know, you've got some people, or like older people, you know, that still frown down on therapy, and even people, younger people that like shy away from therapy or say like it's stupid, or I'm not gonna tell my feelings to a stranger, or like, it's all right. Keep rehearsing them same bad feelings to yourself and see how far that gets you. Keep talking to the same people that are making you feel those feelings. Keep rolling in those same circles. Keep doing those same things. Keep playing in that same sandbox. And you're gonna have those same problems, because that's also a thing too, right? Because it's like there's the removing of people from your sandbox, and that's also knowing when you need to get out of the sandbox and go find a different one. What kind of people are you spending your time around? Are you spending time, like you feel sad and stuff like that? And you're like, I feel down. I feel like when I hang out with people, like it's more draining, you know, it's not really a good positive situation, but then you're continuing to hang out with those same people. You're continuing to stay in that bad relationship. Now hold on. You don't know my story, Jazz. Because I know how you people like to tussle. But that's the problem. Is you have too many people around you that aren't holding you accountable for the spaces that you're choosing to stay in, right? Everybody's situation is different, but there's never been more help, more outlets, more therapy, more books, more podcasts, more seminars, more programs, more coaches, more. There's never been like more access to like support. And it's like, it sucks when you don't have somebody in your life that can like help you, that can lift you up and like pull you from that support. Hi, use me. I'm telling you that you can do something about it. You're not stuck. You're not trapped. You know, life is hard. Situations are going to be hard, regardless of what it is, whether it's like a domestic, like you know, like a relationship, you're married, you're cohabitating, y'all got babies, whatever the situation, right? You have a domestic partnership and whatnot, whatever your situation is, you're not stuck. Never been stuck. Like, unless you're literally like imprisoned and like being held captive, in which case you probably wouldn't be watching this video. So And it's also never, so I'll say this, you're not stuck, and it's like never too late to like decide you're gonna do like the right thing or like be like a better person. Like say you're like that toxic person, right? You're the toxic person, and you're like, or like maybe you're not a toxic person. I won't call you toxic. You're not toxic. Maybe you're somebody, well, you are kind of toxic. If you're like setting your ways and you're doing something to harm people and you don't want to change, like you're toxic as fluff. And like, it's not okay, but it's okay. And you can get help. But it's like, you really have to think about why you don't, like why you aren't okay with whatever it is, like that other person's request is. Like, especially if it's just something that protects them and doesn't really change anything about your life except for when you're around them, then it's like, cool. But then you're mad that that person objects to you objecting. Well, why though? Because you don't care enough about them to adjust whatever it is slightly just to be like in their presence, right? So like, why are you mad that like they don't want to play with you no more if you don't care? You're like, but I do care. I just want to be me, and I feel that's fine. Totally fine. But you care more about being set in your ways than you do about whether or not you're hurting that person's feelings. And like I said, that's okay. It's not your jerk. But it's okay. It's totally okay. It's fine. But you also have to be okay with that other person's decision to move however they're going to move. It's like you can move however you want to move, but so can I. Right? And I feel like people get so sensitive now. People are so sensitive. Everybody's so sensitive. You don't love with somebody no more, and it's like, right? Everybody comes up with their own narratives. There's like zero accountability. Like I didn't do anything. They did this and this and this and this. And it's funny because it's always the person that's like running their mouth, that's like talking on the situation and all this kinds of stuff. That person is the problem. The person trying to like smear the other one's name and just all kinds of craziness. It's like you really sat down with the two of them and listened to the situation, the light's gonna come out real quick, because that same person that's been gabbing and like running their mouth and all this kind of stuff, it's been all this drama, they're not gonna have nothing to say now. You know why? Because they've been lying. They're full of lies. So the point of all my rambling is that requests are absolutely okay, but you have to understand that the person that you're making that request to can choose whether or not they're gonna rock with it or not. And then you get to choose what you're gonna do about that. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is adulting. It's life. It's relationships. That's how it goes. And I think that it's unfortunate and a complete, it's just like such gaslit behavior to try to tell somebody that they're wrong for protecting their own mental space. Like, yeesh. Got a dance notification. I don't know if you heard the sound, but that sound means I gotta give somebody some money. So yeah, I don't know. People say like boundaries, like you gotta set boundaries, and it's like, but no, it's really a request. It becomes a boundary when people choose what side of it they're gonna be on, right? Like for instance, I got a good example finally to end it, to like round it out. I don't like being called Lasman. I literally put my hands on somebody that I vowed to love, cherish, and spend my entire life with for calling me that. We made babies. I love that man more than anything or anybody. And his acting is the only thing that saved him when I was choking him out. When he told me that I couldn't do something because I was sick. Because my request is that he doesn't call me that. My request is that people don't call me that. So when Dion decides, or when anybody else decides that they're not going to like follow through with my request, that's fine. But I'm gonna punch you in the side of your head, husband. That's fine. I'm gonna block you, subscriber. Because you tested me, right? I made a request. And you made a decision. So now I've got a boundary and you're outside of it because you failed to follow my request that doesn't harm you in any way. Okay? Doesn't harm you in any way to not call me that. It doesn't change your life in any way, shape, or form. But for me, I don't want you to call me that. So, when you go out of your way to come into my comment section and write that on a video, you're blocked instantaneously. I don't care if you follow me. I don't care if you support all of the videos and the gaming videos. I don't give a fluff. I don't care about any, I don't give about none of that. Because I had a very clear request. And you chose not to follow it. And then people will get so mad. I've been called so many. People get worse. People call me live and get blocked. And then we'll go to, people have told on me. People have legit wrote my husband to tell on me for blocking them because they called me lesbian. What's he gonna do? It was my request. Now it's my boundary. And I told you it was gonna happen if you did it. You tested me and now you're on the outside and you got an attitude. How you gonna hit from outside the club? You can't even get in. It's the same thing. The same thing. I mean, people make requests for how you treat them. Like, it's that simple. And then people feel like, oh, I love that I thought of this. It's such a good example. People feel like I owe them an explanation, right? Like Dion was, I don't know how he even got on it, but he was on our Clips channel and he was watching the video, Don't Call Jasmine This. And he brought it up talking to me because he was commenting on how fly I am. He's giving me a compliment just on me changing my hair and my style, which was nice. I hate that video. One of my sickest times, like when I decided that I was gonna go off of prescription medication, a clip from the video that made me decide that, like that made me start using cannabis and get my card and everything is in that video. I look horrible, but it was just so sick. And the medicine they had me on had me all fluffed up, so I look nuts. People in the comments, I had never looked at the comments when the video went up, so looking at them now, there's people that are like, can somebody explain it to me? Is there a reason? Like, what's the reason behind it? Or somebody, said, and it was probably an 8-year-old, but was like, so much drama, over a name or whatever. I don't owe you an explanation. You don't have a profile picture, number one, but nobody owes you. I don't owe you an explanation, right? For most situations, people will have one, and I do, right? I have a reason, but I don't have to. I don't have to give it to you. I have to tell you my reason is for my request. This is my request. It doesn't hurt you at all to not do it, right? You're not hurt by my request. So what's the problem, right? You have to wonder what the issue is with somebody who can't accept a request that's not causing them any harm. It's like, what are we even fighting? What are we talking about right now, right? So I love that. Oh, thank you, Lord. Thank you for that. So I feel like that's just a great example. People legit feel like I owe them an explanation to justify not wanting to be called outside my name. Something's wrong with that, folks. Something is wrong with that. There's something wrong with trying to tell people how to navigate through their own requests and set boundaries. There's something wrong with that. I don't know. What do I know? I'm just bald headed and don't know how to do my makeup, so don't listen to me. But I think that's a little strange. So, I don't know. As usual, y'all know I'm insecure with these types of things. So I will, it's not a preface if I'm saying it after I already said everything. What is it? P.S. Afterthought before you go. In case I didn't say it already. If I keep my mind on you. I don't know if any of that made sense. But I hope somebody somewhere caught a nugget and it improves your life in some way. That's my hope. I'm gonna see what they said for the team app. Oh, no. Dang. Still? Somebody's missing something. I'm gonna double check. Just cause, yeah. All right, anyways, in other news, I have not put a wig on since the 24/7 competition when I took it off when we went outside to go play with Stella. I've not had a wig on my head since then and I love every minute of it. I've had to deal with a few ignorant comments, nothing too crazy, but a few. Plenty of weird looks, which I'm already used to, being a chronically ill person that doesn't look sick, right? People are always gawking at me and giving me dirty looks, you know, when I park in a handicapped space with my placard, you know, unless it's a day where I'm actively like looking a mess. You guys remember when I went to Best Buy and somebody like wrote a note on my car, like literally like left a note and was like, are you handicapped or are you just effing lazy? What's wrong with you? Now, it's interesting. I have interesting feelings about the hair thing, right? Because I told you guys already that I like it, right? Is it a choice that I probably would have made if I didn't have health issues? I don't know. Maybe. But probably not, right? So I like it, but it wouldn't have been my first choice. But I'm embracing it and it's cool, right? So it's like, there's part of me that's like, doesn't really know what part of me gets like offended if somebody's staring at me, right? Am I offended because I feel like you're staring at me and my assumption is that like you are looking at me because you think I look bad? Which isn't it? Like, it's not my usual assumption. But I don't know at the end of the day, right? It doesn't matter what my assumption is. I have no idea what these rude, gawking people are thinking when they're looking at me. But I have some assumptions from things that people have actually said. So hear me now. Now, depending on what the person looks like and how old they are, changes what my assumption is on their thoughts behind their looks, right? Younger people, right? Millennials, it's the sickest thing ever, right? Like, My friends make me feel like I'm a freaking like rock star goddess, like direct quotes. Okay, so that's that's how people close to me make me feel. You know, my mom like stands my Memoji because she's bald too. You know, and that makes me feel good. That helps me. You know, not that like I need it or whatever. I didn't put enough on my forehead. But it helps, right? Those words of affirmation. It makes me feel good, right? Like, okay, I want to know somebody to like it, right? My husband, you know, we talked about that already. Old people. Them Gen Xers and boomers, bro. They don't give a flop. They really don't. Sometimes in the sweetest way, and then sometimes in just like the most like, I don't know. It's like the lady at the nail salon that like tells you you're brave and she could never put those colors together. Like, it's purple and white, lady. Like, it's glitter. Like, what are you talking about, right? I get that all the time. Old people love to tell me how brave I am. That's like the it's like the number one old people comment I get. You're so brave. I could never. Am I brave because I went out in public like I was brave enough to like leave my house? Or like it's weird. I guess I get what they're trying to say, but at the same time it's just like a reverse. I don't know, it's like a weird reverse comment. Like, yeah. Right. So then it's like, one, it's like weird and like awkward to like backwards compliment somebody's appearance, right? But then there's also the weird area where it's like, if you don't like it as a style choice and comment on it as a style choice you don't like, well, now I'm a little offended because I'm sick and my hair falls out. So what the fluff? Right? And like, I smile and I'm gracious and kind to everybody regardless of what they say. But in my head, I'm just kind of like, your ignorance is showing. You should shut the fluff up. Like, unless you're gonna tell me that I'm cute, like, keep your comment to yourself. Like, again, we're back to things that like harm others, but it doesn't do you any harm to just keep your mouth shut, right? Like, probably let's not say that. Let's keep that one to ourselves, right? I had somebody narrate their entire experience of noticing me from a distance and recognizing who I was with and then like putting all the pieces together, but then was like, but then I saw your head and I was like, well, where'd all her hair go? I don't know, girl. When I woke up and a patch of my hair was missing, I looked in the mirror and asked myself the same thing. I was like, Lord, where'd all my hair go? Like, what? Who? You never know somebody's situation. So unless you have something nice to say, you probably shouldn't say anything at all. It's like, you're lucky I have thick skin. And like said that in front of other people. Like other people were standing there. Like it wasn't just like the two of us. Okay. What? Now, as somebody who used to be super duper insecure, and I mean, you know, I got bullied my whole childhood and my teen years and whatnot. So it comes from somewhere, okay? I've had to put a lot of work in, a lot of time in therapy. I've read a lot of books, spent a lot of time praying, spent a lot of time talking things out in like Bible study groups and stuff. Like I've literally like put the work in to be the transformed individual that I am right now, that, you know, can do things like this without caring about anybody's criticism or what they'll have to say. But for people that haven't had my same experience, right, who haven't been, you know, forced into the same situations or had to make, you know, the same like adaptations or like adjustments that I've had to because of what my family does and rooms that I've been in and people that I've been around, comments like that set people back. Like the fact that I was able to communicate to one of my best friends just about my struggle and my situation and all that kinds of stuff and what I worry about. And then for her to be present when somebody said something to me was just like so validating, and it made it easier to like talk about it and everything. So that was helpful for me, you know, because I was able to feel like affirmed, like, see, this was the fluff I was talking about, you know? And then it's like our conversation and everything can like carry on and whatnot from there. But somebody else would go back home and put the wig on that's causing them excruciating pain. And then they would just continue to be in pain because you couldn't keep your mouth shut. It cost you nothing to keep your mouth shut. Like, it's so much more conducive to breathe light and positivity into the people that you encounter. Because like I said, you never know what somebody's struggling. Like people, body dysmorphia is like a real thing. Elise Myers on TikTok, somebody, I don't know where it came from or what the background of it was, but she was responding to a comment of somebody saying that like a picture looked photoshopped because everybody has t-shirts on and she's in a hoodie and a beanie. She proceeded to show like at least 3 other pictures from different events. She was at a freaking baby shower. Everybody's got pink dresses on. She's got that same hoodie and that beanie on. And she was like, yeah, it's called body dysmorphia. Yeah, I was hot. Everybody asked me all day if I was hot. It's like, what? You never, she's just a beautiful human being. Like, but like, you don't know what somebody sees when they look in the mirror. You don't know what somebody's struggle is. You don't know what their fight was or what they were struggling with or what they were dealing with. And that's why you just shut up sometimes. Period. You know? So that's how that's been. I feel good about it. I'm having fun. Finding new lashes and whatnot. Fun earrings. You guys tag me when you find fun earrings. You're like, tag you how, Jasmine? You don't do Instagram. I'm on Twitter. And you can always just tell me here. I check my comments. You can come tell me. Y'all know I'm cheap. Don't tag me no $50 earrings. Send those to Dion. Here, get these for Jazz. I'm not going to buy them for myself. But it's tough. It's weird. Like, it's just weird. Because, like, I feel good, but I'm also like, I think I don't trust people with my feelings. And that's what's like turned me like into like an introvert when I'm the coolest person ever. No, I'm just playing. I'm definitely not. I think I'm a lot funner and a lot more available than people give me credit for. I'll say that. People love to tell me how busy I am. We've been talking for like an hour though, right? So clearly I don't have that much going on. So I don't know. I'm at a place still, like I've been saying, where I'm very happy with myself. Like, I'm good. And I'm getting even better at not letting people try to knock me off my axis, like, mess me up, you know? Like, there was a time where I would have harped on that comment, you know, or somebody's bad look about my hair, I'd want to leave, or, you know, I'm going to keep my head down, and, but I'm growing, I'm learning, I'm doing better. I think it's tough too, because I've always been like, I'm one of those, and I know that there's other girls in the comments who can relate. So let me get a little hand raised chick. I use it as like hi, that's my hey, but little chick with her hand up. Let me get that emoji if anybody's ever told you that they thought you were a biatch before they met you, without you saying a word. Off glance, off rip, they decided that you were a hateful, evil hoe, and they didn't like you. But then, like, eventually y'all became like best friends. That's how you found out that at one point they didn't like you, because y'all were chilling, and they're like, you know what, girl, I didn't even like you at first, I thought you were such a biatch, right? All that among other whack, hateful behavior was my high school experience. Like, I thought you were stuck up because of how you dress. I wish I'd known about the clearance rack. Like, what about how I dress made you think I was stuck up? Somebody literally, and I'll never forget it, was like, well, I don't know, you just walk, like I see you like walk in a class and you like walk fast and you have your head up. I was like, my head up? And they're like, no, not like up, but like, I don't know, you just like be looking straight and like have your head up. I gotta see where I'm going, fam. What are you talking about right now? Like, what am I supposed to be looking at, you know? I've had people tell me my whole life that the things that like I've grown as an adult and realized are like my light and just me and who I am, as like a negative is like they put their own insecurities and their own thoughts and stuff like on me and like make it like a put down for me. And it's like, but got nothing to do with, like, anybody that tells you they thought something about you without you saying it, not off of something you said, even if it's something somebody else, he said, she said, nothing you said, it's just off your appearance, they're jealous. You know, like, Jazz, I ain't be conceited, or it's not about being conceited, it's just real. Like, and it doesn't have to be anything about your physical appearance or whatever. People all the time, I was a hoe. Everybody's like, you're a hoe. She's a hoe. She's a hoe. She's a hoe. Probably the only virgin at my high school. Like, you talking about? But it was because I hung out with Dion. Come here. And like had other guy friends because I'm cool. How you doing? Good. Doesn't mean I'm sleeping with them. Like, why I gotta be sleeping with them because we're talking at lunch? Like, I don't live your life, girl. I don't know what you'll be doing, but you can't let other people's insecurities and like assumptions, you know, whatever, you know, whatever like lies they've told themselves. I'm trimming really bad today. Whatever lies they've told themselves, you can't allow them to put that on you. Don't take that in. Don't keep that. Don't hold on to that. Like, there's nothing about you need to change. Like, it's nothing you said or did, just their analysis of looking at you. No. Don't you change anything, baby. Keep that head up. Parallel. Like, no, you're not doing anything wrong. But that's like, that's what that is. Like, that's somebody being intimidated by your light. And it took me getting around like, I don't know, like strong, like confident, communicative women to like learn that, to like have them be cool, and then like us just be kind of talking and everything, and then be like, nah, look, here's what it was for me. And they're using like better vocabulary words that explain it. And it's like, oh, you're intimidated? Why are you intimidated? I'm intimidated. But what it came down to was things that they struggled with in their own lives that they felt like I did well. But as adults, didn't look at it like, oh, looked at it as like, oh, that's dope that she's like that. I want to be her friend. We're friends, and that's awesome. But it's like, growing up, it was like a problem. So for any of you younger women, even young men, that like watch this or whatever and like struggle with that, like please don't hold on to that. Don't let anybody tell you that your light makes them uncomfortable, so you need to change it. No. Sorry, I'm trimming. This is taking me a second. Woo! I put my big lashes on. I'm gonna TikTok, so felt like we'd be glammy. We'd have glammy lashes today. Glammy lashes. But yeah. Don't dim your sparkle booze. Don't dim it. You be you. You dress how you dress. You rock your thrift store, designer, whatever it is. You be you. Don't let anybody else's analysis of how they think you are change you. Because anybody not willing to take the time to get to know you so they can have like an accurate analysis, they don't want to get to know you in the first place. They're just trying to tear you down. And there are people that will get into your life just for that purpose. Try to learn what they can, take their notes, suck what they can from you, and then posse out. Just pay attention, folks. Pay attention. People that ignore your requests, people that assume the worst of you with no reason at all, people that can't respect your boundaries. Shouldn't be in the same sandbox you're in. They gotta go be somewhere else. Get with it or get lost. Oh, why am I trimming like this? Like, why? Anywho, it's important to pay attention to the people that you allow into your space, especially like your most sacred of places. Like, keep people at the proper distance that they've got tickets for, right? People that are going to respect you and respect your boundaries and, you know, have communicative relationships with you and that care about you and your growth and support you guys can support each other's growth and positive mental health and like all that kinds of stuff. That's awesome. Those are the people that you keep those. Those are the relationships and stuff that you hang on to. Anything else? It sucks. It doesn't always feel good. It's a process. They gotta go. They're holding you back. It's an anchor that you don't need. You need to get you a good anchor. You need to go talk to somebody. Go write it out. Go pray. Get you a good anchor and let go of all the negativity and just pessimistic whackness that is the toxicity that exists in your life. That's all I have to say. I'm gonna get out of this sink and go put clothes on and go TikTok.
All right, Derek, the people want to know why you dislike your grandma so much.
You know.
I'd rather you tell them.
Okay. So one day after school, she picks me up.
Keep going.
Takes me to this large trap house.
A hospital.
Where these gang members come out in all blue.
Nurses.
Start investigating me.
Registering him.
Asking me all these questions.
Normal procedures.
And then the gang leader comes out.
It was the head nurse.
Stabs me.
He got a shot.
Then someone must have hit me.
He passed out.
Because I wake up on the floor.
And this is what caused this whole drama.
She tried to have me killed.
At least you got a sucker at the end.
Yeah, there was that. I did get a sucker at the end. Grape.
So TikTok went from being about the native guy and that you fallen new lady about everybody being triggered by Kim Kardashian in her Variety magazine interview. And I don't understand. Like, I have so much makeup on my hoodie. I've just been laying here being a bum all day. But people are offended because she was like, I have the best advice for business women. Like, get off your butt and work or whatever, right? People are so mad at, they are pissed. People are shaking, screaming, yelling at their phones at Kim Kardashian. And like talking down on how she's never worked and whatever. Why are you guys so mad? Why are you so triggered? Like, if you feel like you're working, or if you feel like her business advice is irrelevant because you feel like how she's made her money and her life doesn't count as work, why are you mad? What are you upset about? Why are you so perturbed at this person that you clearly feel like you're like never gonna meet or be in the same room with or anything like that? Everybody's like, says the billionaire, we are working and there's a financial crisis and all these things, and it's like, what did y'all expect? Like, did you? And I like Kim Kardashian, but it's like, what did you expect? It's a fashion magazine interview, and she's Kim Kardashian. Like, I don't, like, are y'all disappointed? Is that what it is? Like, were you expecting her to like give you the nuggets you need to get? It's like, obviously not, right? Because everybody's like mad and like invalidating her entire career. So what are you mad at? Like, I agree. It was like a stupid thing to like say. It was like, why'd you say that? But it's like, I didn't really expect her to be a speaker of the people, right? And then everybody's like bringing up the incident when like the people doing her house weren't being paid, but she hired a company. She didn't hire the individual people. So it was like a whole situation. Also, something that people don't understand is like, you get to like a certain level of like money, you know, just like, she's not just walking around with like billions of dollars in her pocket. Can she like live her life and do the things that she wants to do? Absolutely. But she also has like finance people and all kinds of complicated situations that are like, it's just in a different tax bracket. That's just what it is, right? So it's like, for all the reasons everybody says like she shouldn't say anything like that, that's fine, you're justified, it's valid, but people are angry, offended, their feelings are so hurt that she was like speaking directly to them, and I'm confused about that. But I guess that's like the universe that we live in, right? Like, everybody's so offended by like things people say that like don't affect them or have anything to do with them like whatsoever. Like, okay. She feels like a lot of people don't want to work. Like, why are you so triggered by her opinion? Stop being so triggered by other people's opinion. Like, if you don't agree and you think it's stupid, that's fine. But if you're like really like pressed or like emotional about like a statement someone made, like in general, it's just a lot. Like, the people like making fun of it and like think it's funny, whatever, it's like, it's funny. It's like, oh, you know, I don't know, whatever ways you're like making it like comedy, but there's people that are passionately cussing her out all over my For You page, and I'm lost. I'm shook. But y'all are so offended and upset. The comment section are full of people who are also just so offended and so upset. We are working. Okay, then she wasn't talking to you. I don't know. People are stupid. Okay, ready?
And then it hit my head.
Are you filming?
Yeah.
Okay.
Careful, Bob.
The ball was able to do it. I got off of it and then it hit me in my head.
Something like
I see you, Bubba. Climb. Let him do it. He can climb. Look, up here, bud. Climb up right here.
I'm right behind you.
Up.
No.
Up. Stand up right there.
Right here.
Climb up here.
You just
Stand up.
back my hair.
Stand up.
Oh, my
There you go.
climb up.
Use the net. That's why you're in there. Lyric, show him what to use. Don't pick him up. Show him.
There you
Put your
go.
foot up. And then go in that other spot. And you see the light at. Okay, DJ.
Yup, right here.
Go to the light. No, DJ, right here.
Keep going.
Right
Keep
there.
going. You gotta climb up right there.
Okay, go right there, stand up.
Sit down and hold hands.
You got it, buddy.
We struggle with the slide.
Yeah. Hey, here I come, man. Stay there. Hold on.
I'm scared.
You got it. Whoa. Forward. You got it, Bob. It's okay. Look, these are soft, remember?
Well, you go first. Whee! Yeah, all right, dude. Your turn, Lyric. Yeah.
Watch your hand, Mama. Watch your hand. Your hand's on the slide. Yay, DJ! Wow! Come on! Yeah! You did it! You're such a big boy. He's like, whatever, I got duped. Bamboozled. Hoodwinked. Do you want to take your jacket off?
You gonna play, babe?
No, I'll watch.
All right. It's y'all three versus me and DJ. Yeah, good job, champ. Beam. Oh, what's up with it? Oh, you got it. Oh, you suck.
You got me?
Set. Go.
Get Lyric. Oh. Nope.
Say clap.
Yes, sir.
Good.
survivor.
Yeah.
You don't want to do it?
No. Yeah.
Get it, get it. Slick. Yeah. See, that's how you get in. Go jump. He's like, okay.
Come on, let's get together.
He's like, wait a minute. Wait a minute. What? Stop. Just jump. Just go, Lyric. Are y'all good?
All the way under.
You good, Val? LaVal? LaVal? Are you okay?
Yeah.
All right, why don't you climb out of there?
Okay, DJ, come on, let's go.
He's like, I just got in here. Good job. Look, if you come out this way, you can come right here. You're doing great. Careful, this moves a little bit.
Basketball.
Yep, there's other basketballs. Come on, let's go this way. You want to get down there?
Yeah.
Yeah. So he climbed back up there.
Come on, man. Yeah! Good job, buddy. High five.
Good job, DJ!
Man.
Woo! See him like shake all the way down.
Yep. You gonna go again? Are you ready? You sure? It'll be fine.
DJ? DJ!
Alright, let go. Let go. Let go. Alright, come on, man. Come on. Look, Bobby did it. Look.
You're so big.
It's not that bad.
That's the trouble of having me, a thrill seeker, and Mr. Caution as parents.
Alright.
I see you, Bubba. I see you. You climb me now? Psh.
Come on.
Yeah.
Okay, you got it. You want to jump in by yourself? You want to jump in or you want me to throw you? You jump in? You stepping in like it's a jacuzzi? Jump. Yeah! Yeah! That's how you do it, man.
Oh my God. Get my box.
What do you see?
That box.
Oh. You want to go over there? I see.
Swimming, man. Keep crawling, man.
Keep crawling.
Oh. Come on. Make it.
cookie.
Cookie dough. Blammy.
You want brownie bread? Good, thank you, man.
We're good, thank you.
Whoa, okay. And kind of a long episode. Woo. Okay, so I know you guys are probably like, was no Beyond the Screen episode, Jasmine, so what you talking about? Something always goes wrong. And just a true testament of just like my life and just my records and things like that. I didn't want to have Justice take out me talking about it, just for future situations, but it didn't work out. So I literally like something I've planned to bring Beyond the Screen back at least 5 times in the last 2 years. And it just didn't work. So what we're going to do is just have my show Talking This be part of these episodes, and like I'll do them at the end. Sometimes they might have more energy and some days they won't, but just on top of the unforeseeable stuff that was like out of my control. It's also like with these Beyond the Screen videos, like I take notes on like what happened in the show, but it's not like I practice or like write down like a script or something. Like I have my notes, I turn my camera on, and I just start talking, and that's just like how that goes. But it's like, I don't know, I guess it's like my own version of like stand-up, like it comes off like the top of my head and like whatnot. It's fun. And so like obviously even outside of like things going wrong, it's like if my headspace isn't in the best space, it's hard to be like, and like have all this energy that like I don't really have. So it's just tough. It's a tough world we live in. And then when I commit to like Beyond the Screen, there's people that watch Beyond the Screen that don't watch anything else I do. Found that out, which is weird. I don't know, it's not weird, I appreciate them, but it's like, there's a lot of pressure if you don't like watch anything else. So then it just like made me scared because like the stuff happened and it like didn't work out. And then I was like, okay, maybe I can like make it work, and then like I can do it anyway. But then it was like, well, now I'm struggling, and so it's even harder. So it was just a whole lot. So anyways, here we are, Survivor 42, holla at me. So they did the seasons back to back. So my mom didn't even realize like a new season was on. So if you didn't know that there's a new season of Survivor, there's a new season of Survivor. But these season 42 people haven't seen season 41. So season 41, you know, started with nothing and everything. So it's just a whole thing. So they're keeping their word phrases to like activate challenge or advantages and stuff from last season. They've got some new twists, but they're gonna change like some of the variables and like add new ones and stuff like that. First cast member that stood out to me is this black lady. Her name's Marianne, and she's like eccentric. She's like all happy and like giddy and like loud and like says a whole bunch of things, but she's not like making any sense, but it kind of makes sense. You like know what she's trying to say, but she's like, she's interesting. The tribe names this season, so like orangish, like yellow colors, Taku, green is Vati, and blue is Ika, whatever. Bro, I don't like the team names. Like my face on my notes is like, because I'm gonna forget. It was like a struggle. I had to like go back and like reference my color key, so like I knew what was what. Like it's gonna take some time for me to like get adjusted. But they started with no food, no rice, like same rough start as like season 41. The first challenge was like a paddle boat race. They had to go like race in like paddle boats, which is like anxiety. There was 2 battle boat type challenges this episode, and it was just kind of like, stop with the paddles. Nobody's paddling right. Daniel's whole shoulder fell off, like dislocated, and he's just like in the boat, like with his shoulder hanging off, you know? It's just like, bring your shoulder out, you know? Which he knew, but he was being a trooper, and like he kept going with it. In the middle of the challenge, because like they have all the 3 tribes, right? So like one person from each tribe is like running to like a spot you can't see to like get the paddles and stuff and like come back. You know, so they're like all dirty and stuff from what they were doing. You come get your other teammates, like a relay race, right? 3 people from the different tribes are like back there all at once. It was Drea and a white lady, and I never like wrote her name. I don't know her name. is rough. And then when they like talked about the stuff like individually as it went on, I just missed her name. I don't know the other lady's name, but they had a choice to either secretly like be working together and get like individual advantages, or go back and just play with the tribe and act like nothing happened. So they make like a 5-finger promise to decide to like deceive their tribes. But they took so long because of course their time spent back there wasn't doing this stuff for the challenge. They were reading the rules and like making decisions with these strangers on different tribes that they just met. So then they like have it, the production like put everything back there they need to make it look like they did the challenge to get the paddles and they weren't back there being like conniving. So then they spent so long like covering themselves in like fake blood and like dirt and stuff that like the other tribes were like, "Is it okay? Should we go find them?" Like, it was a lot. So, it paused the whole challenge. It was interesting. There's this big dude, Jonathan. He legit, like, pulls the entire boat full of his whole tribe during the challenge to, like, get them, like, to the sand and the shore, like, where they have to get off. And it was just kind of, like, people like that are always interesting to me because you never know, like, how they're going to be received. Like, if people are going to be like, ooh, they're an asset, kind of like what Roxroy's going through, right? So Roy, they were telling, there's this guy Roy, and he's like a black guy, and he's on the Ika tribe or whatever, and they won the first challenge and everything, so they ended up with a pot, machete, and a flint to like start with or whatever. Daniel got his shoulder popped in, but yeah, it's interesting to see like whether or not they're gonna look at Jonathan as like like, oh, let's get him out quick, or if he's gonna be like an advantage. So like, okay, we can use him like around camp. So like for instance with Roy, when they got back to their camp or whatever, and they're like making the shelter, he took on like boss dad role. Get this, pick this up, do this. At one point he even tells like Swati, like another little, like a 20-year-old Harvard-bound National Guard member on his team, she need to clean her dirty shoes. Like, first of all, we're on a deserted island, bruh. Don't worry about my sneakers. You know what I mean? I don't know. It was just weird. I don't really like his vibes. He even asked Dre on his team. She was like, am I doing a lot? She's like, yeah, you should pull it back a little bit. Pull it back, pull it back, pull it back. And speaking of Drea, her, Roy, and this pageant coach from South Central named Romeo link up like immediately. Yeah, I don't know how tight it is, but that's what they did. Who else? Zach, who ends up being the first one to go. He looks like, you ever seen James and the Giant Peach? Right? He looks like a little animated James and the Giant Peach. What else? Okay, so the teams that lost, Vati and Taku, they arrived to like a "you failed" note that offers a savvy or sweat challenge. So it's like a puzzle with 2 guesses, or like a barrel that like is going to take 4 hours to fill up, and like only one person can do it. So, and they have to do like the puzzle as a team. So for Vati, this chick Jenny, who I'm rooting for, I rock with Jenny. Jenny puts the team on her back and is like clearly surrounded like by idiots. It's like one of those things you have to like count the triangles. Like, how many triangles do you see like in the thing? And everybody immediately was like, I got it. She was like, y'all don't got it. Y'all don't got it. And they clearly didn't. So it was just rough. Daniel had leukemia as a kid. He's playing for like other sick kids, so that like tugged on my heartstrings. Then like a boat pulls up like on both islands. Oh, well, on Taku, let's see, they did the puzzle too, and they like struggle like bad, so like half the tribe is like useless, and they're like, we'll go like build the shelter. So they go like start working on the shelter. Both tribes, you know, figure out the puzzle. There's 51 triangles. Everybody gets their supplies, their flint, their machete, and their what's the other thing, and their pot. It's crazy. There's so many different things. There's an amulet, the amulet advantage, just the 3 different levels of power, which is what the people at the beginning got high, like Drea and stuff. And so when the other people are out, one of the amulets it just turns them out to an idol. So if the other 2 people are out, then like Drea can just use the one as an idol. 3 of them are extra vote, 2 of them do something else. So it's weird. It's like crazy, because then it's like you have different moments where you'll like meet people from the other team. Like a boat pulls up on like every island. Some teams drew straws. Some people were like, okay, it's cool. Like, I'm just gonna go. So Marianne goes, Jenny goes, and Drea goes. So they all get on the boats. arrive at like island, meet each other, and they have like to hike a huge hill, and then have like a protect or like risk option for their vote. If everyone chooses to protect their vote, like nothing happens. If everybody risks their vote, everyone loses their vote. If there's a split and like some people risk their vote and some people protect their vote, the people that risk their vote are gonna get their own individual extra vote. Does that make sense? So Drea risks, Marianne risks, and then Jenny plays it safe and protects her vote. Also, I like her because she's smart. I feel like Drea has set herself up pretty good, like early. Like she's already got like people from other tribes that like, you know who she is, or that she's like kind of set herself up with, whether it lasts or not, like who knows, like if they don't make it to the merge or whatever. And then she's got like advantage options. So I feel like she's doing pretty well. This guy Jackson ends up going home from Taku because of a medication complication. I guess he was like on lithium. I still kind of need to do my research on that or whatever, but just some of the natural issues that come along with Survivor make his whole medicine situation like difficult. They thought they were going to be able to accommodate him and everything, but they can't, and it's not healthy, and he needs to go. So they come up to like say, like Jeff shows up, takes him over to the side, talks to him, they have like a conversation, they come back. He goes to like tell everybody he's leaving. Before he could like finish his sentence about leaving, Marianne, that black lady I tell you about, starts sobbing. Like sobbing. Like someone has died. It's been 2 days, you don't know this man. I get you feel for him and the opportunity, but it's totally gonna be fine. I mean, like, sobbing. It was insane. The immunity challenge was kind of nuts. You have 3 tribes and everything, and it's like, if you win, you get immunity. If you're second place, you're safe, but if you lose, he's gonna take your flint. So that was kind of nuts. There's the shot in the dark thing is still a thing, so you can choose to not vote. Players shot for a 1 in 6 chance of immunity, like if you feel like you're at risk. The immunity challenge was nuts. Pure anxiety. Watching the paddles, watching them like jump from like, they had to like get out the they have to like get off the boat, get on a platform, like pick up a weird trunk, put it in the boat. It was just the most uncoordinated thing I've ever seen in my life. And like, I'm a mom, so I was actually waiting for people to like get hurt, and that's like what that felt like. It was just a lot. It's like, are y'all okay? Like, please, like, be careful. Like, it was just stressful. But Taku and Bati win. Ika goes to tribal and loses their flint. So as soon as they get back, so this chick, I didn't talk about Tori. So Tori's the therapist, but lied to everybody and said she's a caregiver, and her strategy is like to link up like with the underdogs. But like, she went and was like foraging for food earlier, but of course everybody's like, nah, that hoe's off looking for an idol, so everybody was kind of talking about it. So then as soon as Zach got an opportunity, little James the Giant Peach guy, he like tells Tori that, they're talking about her and that they're suspicious of her, and then like throws Drea's name out there. So it's like a whole thing. So once they get back to the beach, obviously, Tori tries to clear the air about the idol suspicions, calls out Drea for like leading the charge on her name. Then like, as soon as like, she walks off and stuff, Romeo's like, okay, so I just want to know who snitched to Tori. Like, basically, like, who said something? Because, like, what the fluff, Zach is immediately, like, panicking, like, internally. So Drea and Tori, like, go off privately, and Drea brings up getting out Roxroy, the black guy I was telling you about, which Romeo kind of, like, freaks out about, because he's like, no, like, what? We're in an alliance. We need him right now. Like, calm down. Let's vote out Tori. Drea's like, all right, whatever, cool, we can do that. Swati and Rox are like talking when they're having that sneaker conversation, and she wants Zach out, and he's okay with that. And then they're not. Rox and Swati weren't down with the Tori vote. So it was kind of weird, like, going into tribal. So when it's time to vote, Zach, knowing that he's, him and Tori are, on the chop-in block, he does the shot in the dark, but doesn't end up securing his safety. He doesn't get it. Dre gets up there, obviously, and finds out about her extra vote. So now she knows, like, what the other people did, and Zach got voted out. So, that's where we're at. So far, I like Jenny. I will make my final picks. I'm gonna pick 3. I'm gonna pick, like, 1 person from each tribe, I think. And, see who I'm rooting for and how we go. You guys let me know If you're watching Survivor, who you're rooting for, what you thought of the first episode, all that jazz. I love you guys. I appreciate your patience and like understanding with me and my like ever-changing life and like schedules and like all that kinds of stuff. Yeah, that's it. That's all I have to say. I love you. I appreciate you. I hope you all had an amazing weekend. And until next time.